Hello everyone, this is Trader Shivay. In the first video of this series, we have learned about the basic order flow concepts. Now, in the second video today, we are going to learn the bar statistics features. There are different options in the bar statistics. We are going to learn about those options one by one. So let's start with that. So to apply bar statistics, you need to go to FX study. We have this order flow, and here you can click on bar statistics. Now on this particular arrow, if you click, you will see a gear button over here. And if you click on this setting, you will see there are multiple options in bar statistics. Okay, so these are very confusing for many of you. So let us try to explain each options one by one. Okay, so now we have, first of all, we have some colors over here. So first is neutral colors, second is bi colors, third is cell colors, and fourth is delta highlight colors. So we are not talking about this color right now. We will talk about this in some time. Now let's talk about these three colors. So first, neutral colors is for that matrix which does not involve buy or sell specifically. So for example, trades, okay, or volume, okay. So these do not involve buy and sell in itself. Okay, you can have buy volume and sell volume separately, but if when you are talking about the volume, there is no buy and sell. Okay, so that is how we have designed their colors. These colors are for neutral options like trades and volumes. So the second color, it will be showing when the value of that particular option is very high, and the first color will be showing when the value of that particular option is not very high or it's a low. So for example, we have made it white and black. So now if you see the volume, see the lower values are showing in white color and bigger values are in dark color. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now let's talk about buy color and sell color. Okay, so this is for those matrix which involve buy and sell. So say for example, delta or buy volume percent, sell volume percent. Okay, so for cell color, say for example, if it is a light cell or a small cell, it will be in light red, and if it is a heavy quantity cell, it will be in dark red. Similarly, for buy, if it's a small buy quantity, it will be in light green, and if it's a heavy buy quantity, it will be in dark green. Okay, so for example, here in case of delta, you see there is a dark red color of -335. So for example, if I change it to black, see, this will be now black. Okay, so whatever cell, so you can see in cell volume also. So this has converted into black because it's a heavy quantity. Okay, so if I convert it to yellow, right? So this is how you can change the color, neutral colors, bi color, and cell colors. The delta highlight colors are used for these options below, which we'll be explaining in some time. Okay, now coming to these options which involve trade. So we have trades, max trade, min trade, buy, max buy trade, min buy trade, sell, max sell trade, and min sell trade. So this is a particular group where we are seeing the trade option, and below we are seeing the volume option. Okay, so friends, let me explain you here about these options. So different exchanges give us data in different forms. Okay, so for example, some exchanges give us data in form of ticks. Okay, so we get ticks data for Indian markets, say for example NSE, BSE, MCX. Okay, even in case of forex, but some exchanges give us data in form of ticks as well as trades. So for example, in case of US market, the CME, CBOT, equity, ETF, all the data, it comes in the form of trades. Okay, so for Indian market, this trade option is not that useful. But if you are trading in US market or say, for example, crypto market, so that data also includes the information about trades. Okay, now how you can utilize the information on trades? So trades can give you a valuable information. Say for example, the number of trades is less, but the volume is very high. It means that in a particular small trade, the heavy volume has been traded, right? So then you can make it up whether it's an institutional order or it's a normal order of retailers, right? Now let us understand how we can interpret these options. Okay, so we will go to footprint charts. If you remember, In the last video, I have explained you about footprint charts, and I have told you that some options will be explained in the next video. Okay, so now let me try to add these max trade, min trade, max buy trade, min buy trade. Okay, let me switch off these volume options. So now these are the metrics we are having on our bar statistics. Now let's go to footprint chart. Let's add here double column. And here we should add as trades. And in this one, I'm adding buy trades. Okay. Now let me close it. See what it is saying, max buy. Okay. So what is max buy? Max buy is 89. You can see this max buy is 89. And what is max trade? Because in the left column, we are having the trade, and in the right column, we are having the buy trade. Okay. So what is the max trade? That is 182. What is the max buy trade? That is 89. What is the min trade? So minimum trade is 13 over here. That is reflected over here. And what is the minimum buy trade? That is 3. That is reflected over here. Now, friends, let me tell you, it depends on the tick size. Okay. So if you change the tick size, your max and min value will be changing. So for example, go to setting, go to order flow and make it auto mode. And now if you change, now you see the value have been changing. So here now the max trade is 60. That is reflected over here. Okay. So I hope you got a nice idea about trade options. So now in case of volume, max volume, min volume, buy percentage, max buy volume, min buy volume, sell percentage, max sell volume, and min sell volume. These are the similar option as we have just explained in the footprint chart. So you can again have these options. Okay, volume, buy volume percentage. These are the same option available in footprint chart, and you can see the detail bar statistics about these options. Okay. So these options are self-explanatory. Okay. So now we are here with delta. So friends, what is delta? So most of you guys know what is delta. So let me explain you briefly. In the next video, we will talk in great detail about the delta, their divergences, cumulative volume delta, and everything. So let me tell you what is delta. Delta is basically the difference between the market buy and market sell orders. So if you see, so for example, if I'm applying imbalance chart, so in imbalance chart, you see these are the market buy orders and these are the market sell orders. If you add all these orders and subtract all these orders from this addition, you will get the delta. You can also have delta indicator from here. So delta bar. So this is your delta bar. Okay. So for example, if this particular candle has more number of sell orders than buy orders, so the delta is negative over here. And on this particular candle, the delta is positive. So here you have a positive delta. Okay. Now let me again go to bar statistics. This is your delta. Okay. You can have the max delta and the min delta, cumulative delta. So let's talk about the delta, max delta, and min delta, and then cumulative delta. So friends, max delta and min delta, they give us quite useful information. Okay. So let's consider a scenario. Now we are seeing that a candle is forming, in green side, means the market is rising. And at the same time, the delta candle is also rising, means we are getting a green delta candle, big green delta candle, and the big candle, price candle. Okay. Now what happens? The candle has become big green candle. Now towards the closing of the candle, the delta candle, which is actually formed in green, now it is coming down and is making a wick on the upside. So what does that mean? That means that the control of the buyer is actually vanishing from that candle. Now the more sellers are coming. So even if the price candle has formed as green, but the delta candle is making a wick on the upper side, although it is green in color, but it is making a wick on the upper side. So what does that mean? So for example, let me show you. So if you see this particular candle over here, you can see a small wick over this delta candle. Okay. So what has happened? The delta has gone up to this level, but towards the closing of the candle, the delta has retraced back to this level. So there is a wick you can see. Okay. So it means the control of buyer is getting lesser. Okay. And then in the next candle, you have seen some bearish activity. Okay, this is how you can interpret the max delta and min delta. Okay, now what is a good scenario for us? if the closing delta of a particular candle is almost equal to max buy delta, it means the control of the buyer is intact. In the same way, if the closing delta of the sell candle is almost equal to the maximum sell delta, it means that the control of the seller is intact and we can expect a continuation in the market in the same direction, right? So for that, we have got a very good filter. So if you come to bar statistics and you come down, here we have a delta threshold percentage, okay? So these are the colors for delta highlight colors, okay? Now suppose for a particular candle, the delta of that particular candle is almost equal to 95% or greater than the max delta, it will be highlighted by delta threshold. Now you see here. So for this particular candle, if you see properly, what is the delta? The delta is minus 35.21. And what is the minimum delta? The minimum delta is also minus 35.21 and the closing delta is also minus 35.21. So it is almost equal. So it is greater than 95%. Okay. So that is why it has been highlighted in this particular color. You can also see the color over here. So this is for sell side. Now the same thing for buy side. So for this particular candle, what was the closing delta? The closing delta was 8.7K. And what was the maximum buy delta? It was 8.7K, almost equal. So it is greater than 95%. That's why you are getting this delta highlight color over there. So I hope you understood the significance of the max delta and min delta and also how to add the filter. So friends, what is cumulative delta? Cumulative delta, we get the value of data from the day initial, okay, and then we keep on adding or subtracting the value throughout the day and we keep on getting cumulative data, okay. So there is another way of also seeing cumulative data. So if you see this delta bar, you can go to the settings and here you can switch on the cumulative. Now you will see that this will be looking very similar to the candles, price candles, okay. So you can see that the price candles and the delta candles are looking very similar. Okay, we will talk in detail about this in next few videos. Next few options are about caught high and caught low. So to understand caught high and caught low, let's go to a PDF. So friends, let's take the case of formation of a candle. Okay, so now this particular candle, if you see, it's a green candle. Now what would have happened? It would have opened at point A, then we are just taking a hypothetical case. It has gone to B, then it has again came to C and made a low, again gone up, made a small low, made a top, and then closed at point G. Okay. Now, our normal hypothesis is like this. If the price is going upside, the delta should increase. Otherwise, the delta should decrease. Okay. So here at point A, the delta was 12. Price has gone up. The delta is 17. Price has come down to this level, to below this 12 level. So the delta is 10. Price has gone up, delta is 20. It has gone below, it is 15. It has again gone up, it is 25. And then it has closed to this level of D. So the delta is 20. So this is our normal scenario. Whether the delta is increasing, the price is increasing, the delta is decreasing, the price is also decreasing. Now, how we calculate the caught values? So friends, what is caught low? Caught means what is the delta at current price and what was the delta at the latest low made. Okay, so for example, this is our LTP. So what is delta at this level? It is 13. And what is the latest low? It is C. So the delta at that point was 10. So what is caught low? It is 3. Now, what is caught high at this particular point? So delta at LTP minus delta at the latest high. So what is the latest high? Latest high is B over here. So caught high will be 13 minus 17, that is minus 4. So notice here that the caught high is negative and the caught low is positive. Okay. Now let's take another scenario. Now the price has moved up to this level. Again, let's calculate the caught low and caught high. So caught low is delta at LTP, that is 15 minus delta at C. Why? Because the latest low is this. So it is 5. Now let's look at caught high. So caught high is delta at LTP minus delta at D. Why? Because now the latest high is D. So it is 15 minus 20, that is minus 5. So again, we are getting caught high as negative. Right. So what is the interpretation? Okay. So normally the caught low should be having a positive value and the caught high should be having a negative value. Okay. However, negative caught low values at the bottom of the move indicate possible trapped sellers, and similarly, positive caught high values at the top of the move indicates a possible trapped buyers. Okay, so what is the normal scenario? The normal scenario is normally the caught high should be negative and the caught low should be positive. But if at the bottom of the market, if the caught low has turned negative, it means that it indicates that the sellers are more, okay, and they could be trapped sellers. Okay, this is what. On the other hand, if caught high on the top is becoming positive, it means that there are trapped buyers. Now, how we are making this judgment? So for example, now you see here delta is 20 at this particular place, and when the market is coming down, delta is 15. Okay, so you are calculating caught high, that is 15 minus 20, that is minus 5, which is a normal case scenario. But suppose here the delta is 20, but market is coming down, but buyers are not relenting, they keep on coming and coming, and now suppose here the delta has turned to 30, but what is happening? The market is coming down. So what will be the value of caught high? Caught high will be delta at LTP. So delta right now it is 30. So it will be 30 minus delta at D. So 30 minus 20 will be 10. So what is caught high? Caught high is now positive. So caught high is positive, means there are a lot of buyers over here, but the price is coming down. So if the price is coming down, the stop loss of these buyers are going to hit and they will be converting into sellers. So this will be a case of trapped buyers. The similar case can be understood in case of caught low becoming negative in the bottom, right? So I hope you understood how to interpret caught high and caught low, how to interpret the trapped buyers and trapped seller by using caught high and caught low. So after understanding caught high and caught low, let's talk about delta by volume. So friends, this is the concept of auction market theory. So what happens, friends, if delta at a particular level is very high, okay, but the volume is not there, okay, so what happens, that delta by volume value becomes very high, and you can find that there is a good chance of reversing market from that level. Okay, so if I make it on, you will yourself found that this works like a magic, and delta percentage is nothing but the same matrix in percentage form, and cumulative volume by delta is same thing, but it is being divided by cumulative volume delta rather than delta of a particular candle. So you will find that where the value of delta percentage is becoming more, you are seeing a dark color and you also see some reversals. Okay, you can do a lot of back testing on it. Say for example, this particular level, and it works very well, friends. Let me tell you, this particular level the market has reversed. Okay, here if you see lots of these kind of colors, and at this particular level the market has reversed. Okay, of course there is a, of course some tuning is required with this concept, but it works very beautiful. See here lots of big delta percentage and the market has reversed downside. Okay, so you can do a lot of back testing with this option. Now let's talk about other options here. So what is point of control? So point of control is where the maximum volume has been traded for a particular candle. So that will be shown in bar statistics. What was the VWAP for that particular candle? It will be shown in the bar statistics. Now, what was the VWAP on buy orders and what was the VWAP on sell orders? Okay, so that will be calculated differently and it will be shown in bar statistics over here if you switch on these options. Then we have open interest, OI change, OI day change, and OI percentage change. These are very straightforward options. So open interest, you guys know. OI change is change in OI candle by candle. So what is change in OI after each candle? That will be shown in OI change. And what is OI day change? So friends, for OI day change, we are following the logic of cumulative volume delta. So since the start of the day, the first candle OI change is measured. And then we are getting candle by candle OI change from this option. But if you are adding or subtracting it overall, we are getting OI day change. And then the same change can be calculated in terms of percentage change, So that is OI percentage change. Day price change is what was the change in the price during the day. This option we have already explained the delta threshold. Now, what is this option? Max by min delta threshold. So first of all, let me add the max and min delta. Now, friends, there are many traders who want to trade at a particular delta level. Okay, so if they see that the delta value has crossed a particular level, then only they enter. Okay, so you can switch on this threshold and say, for example, here the delta max delta is 3.42k. Okay, so if you make it 3000, so these are the value for max delta over here. So for example, this is 493. So if I make it 500, so this will not be shown. Okay, so if I make 5000, all these values will not be shown, but this 20,000 delta will be shown. Okay, so this is how you can filter the max delta and min delta. So the same concept, the same logic will be applied for minimum delta as well. Okay, so for example, the minimum delta is here minus 8.56k. So the sign, or you can say the plus or minus sign, does not matter. If I make it to 50,000, now you see all these values have disappeared. Okay, so only delta, max delta and min delta which are greater than 50,000, only that will be reflected. Okay, otherwise they will not be reflected. So here you see this is the minimum delta, that is minus 66,000, which is reflected. And on the buy side, let us go back and try to find out where the max delta was. So here on the buy side, the max delta was 55,000, only that is reflected. Okay, so this is how you can filter the max delta and min delta. And this delta percentage threshold, as we have just seen, so this is the delta percentage. So if you put a value for threshold, so for example, if I put 50, now nothing is being highlighted. Okay, but if I put 30, so the value above 30 will be highlighted. All right. So these are the various options of the bar statistics we have learned. I hope now these options have become more clear to you. In the next video, we'll be learning about more advanced concept of order flow. Thank you, guys.